when in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I, all alone, beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. Wishing me, like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I enjoy most contented least. Yet, in these thoughts, myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising, from sullen earth sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
Alright, so I have broken this down based off of the rhyming scheme and color-coded it, and I've taken it into the different quatrains and the couplet, but I'll get to that later when I talk about tone and structure. So first off, the speaker is a man who just feels lost. He's kind of suicidal. He's crying out to heaven. He feels like he's a disgrace in men's eyes and fortune's eyes, and he almost despises himself. So this speaker is just someone who's severely depressed, but in love, apparently. And the occasion of him writing this is just complete hopelessness. He wishes that he was someone else. He wishes that he had found hope, as it says, and he's at his wit's end. The audience to this is honestly anyone who will listen. This poem, or sonnet, feels kind of like a cry for help from the speaker, because he's talking about just how lost he is and how hard his life is until he remembers his love. And the purpose of this, like I said, it's kind of a cry for help, but it's also a confession of love and showing how much love impacts the speaker's life and brings meaning to it. So that's also kind of the subject. The subject is his hopelessness, and then the love that in turn redeems it. So the tone and the structure. Throughout the first couple quatrains, it's just so dark. It's so depressing. This person has lost him or herself. The speaker is just beyond all hope. But then at the very end, the tone is much more hopeful. So throughout all these quatrains, he's talking about how much life is not worth living. And then at the very end, he remembers how much joy his love that he has for someone brings, and how he would not trade that with people with the best position in the world and the highest position. So overall, it's a pretty sad sonnet, but then at the very end, it has this undertone of hope, which comes from love. So there you go. That's my analysis of this. I picked it because I'm a sucker for sob stories, and I'm sorry about the shakiness, but there you go.